Shogun here with Large Lad Studios once again, bringing you a top 10 playlist. Top 10 playlist. I keep saying that. It's like the fourth time I've done this intro. A top 10 PlayStation era games list. So like the PlayStation 2 era specifically. Any games from that. It's all childhood nostalgia bait. Things that I played when I was growing up people will be like, oh well, this game from that series is better than that one. I don't care because I didn't get to play those games. I wasn't allowed to for one reason or another. I only got to play these games, and these are the ones that I really liked. So if you've got opinions, go ahead and put them in the comments. I'd read them, and I can tell you why yours is right or wrong, without any sort of opinion or facts to back it up. It's fine. I appreciate it though. Do us a favor and leave a like, comment, subscribe in the bottom down there. But more than that, do us a real big favor and check out Winterreach Emporium. Leave a wish list it if you like. I think it'd be a really cool game. It's got like an awesome soundtrack, honestly. It's our very own like fantasy management, pumpy game. It's a pretty cool game. But past that, let's get on to the video. At position 10, we've got Bully. It's a very lighthearted and charming and whimsical game of like the Rockstar series. It's definitely the most lighthearted of all the Rockstar games. And they did a really good job with it. Back then they'd make a game every year or two instead of every decade or so, like we're used to now. But this one was, they really knocked it out of the park. Everybody who's ever played Bully, I don't think anybody's ever had a negative opinion of the game. It's very fun. It keeps you from being bored. There's always silly stuff to do. Instead of robbing cars and stealing banks, you're taking bikes and putting kids into lockers. It's silly, lighthearted fun. Really good series, really good game. I'd love to see it continued. Here in position 9, we have Need for Speed Underground. Need for Speed Underground was an awesome street racing game. I think it might have sparked that whole genre of street racing games taking over that has never died, still lives with Forza and whatnot. I remember like opening the intro for the first time, and I was like, "That's like Too Fast, Too Furious." That was my favorite game. That was my favorite movie at the time. I like the street racing cars. I like the way they look. They're all cool arts. I think I drove in a Mazda RX-7 at the time. In the game, of course, that was my favorite one. An awesome multiplayer game with friends. Everybody likes this game. I really don't have much more to say about it. It's an awesome street racing game, for the time at least. Here at 8th place, we have Destroy Humans 2. Made by Pandemic Studios, the best video game studio of all time. I'll go off on a spiel about it one day, don't you worry. Rest in peace, my sweet prince. But it's a very funny game where you're kind of like you're a 2-foot tall green guy with super weapons who's written like an 80s action hero with like sunglasses on. You're fighting the CIA and the president and all sorts of goofiness. You got this UFO and you're abducting cars and you're shooting a probe gun at people. It's very goofy, probably not aged as well, but I can't help but put it on this list. I think it belongs here. I've put so many hours into it as a kid. Maybe I wouldn't enjoy it as much today, but it definitely belongs here for how many hours I put into it at the time. Holy moly, at 7th place we have the one and only Dragon Ball Z Budokai. I can't even begin to tell you. If it weren't for this game here, I probably would not have ever cared about Dragon Ball Z coming on Cartoon Network at like midnight. But because it exists, I love Dragon Ball. I've always loved it, all the way up to the Cell Saga, and I actually think it's really well written. It's not just shonen garbage, don't laugh at me. Cell Saga is a great, like, story. It's a great coming of age for my boy Gohan, and he deserves it. They really shaft him later on. But, I mean, it's the fighting game that I put my hours into as a kid. I never got to really get into Mortal Kombat or Tekken. But Dragon Ball Z Budokai was my love. I remember wanting to love Yamcha. I thought he was the coolest looking guy because of his hair. And, in the Dragon Ball show, the guy is a total chump. But the Wolfang Fist feels really good in that game, so I can't lie. It's my boy. Team Yamcha all the way. Yeah, love Dragon Ball Z Budokai. Put it on the list. This might be the most controversial one at 6th place, GTA Vice City. Everybody's like, oh, San Andreas is the best Grand Theft Auto game of the era anyway, right? But I didn't get to play it. I was not even allowed to play this one, but I got to play it anyways. Um, I got to sneak this one by. San Andreas, I couldn't manage to do that. But this was my Grand Theft Auto game growing up, stealing cars and robbing banks and shooting bad guys and good guys and blowing stuff up. There's very few more open, fun sandboxes than Grand Theft Auto games, and Vice City did it really well. I actually really liked the vibe of Vice City, the like the Scarface, um, 80s like Magnum PI vibe, and I kind of wish we got a little bit more of that in other GTA games. Um, I even like the vibe of it more than I like GTA 4's Liberty City, but that's up to personal preference. But GTA Vice City, awesome, fun game. Put a lot of time into it, so. Here at the 5th place, we actually have the best PlayStation 2 racing game ever. Jak X Combat Racing. And I'm not just saying that because I'm one of the biggest Jak fanboys in the world, though I am. Jak X Combat Racing was what I wanted other racing games to be, which was just a racing game with guns that I could blow up other people with and be a total nuisance. Right, like I played the NASCAR game where all I did was drive around in a circle in the wrong direction, but this one I can actually shoot the other guys with a gun, and it's a fun game. And they make the explosions look cool and fun. Maybe not as quite as dramatic as Burnout, but I really think the racing is really actually refined in this silly arcade racer. But the best part of it to me was that it's just in the Jak universe, and it was the last time Naughty Dog officially touched this IP, which is really depressing because I like it way more than their action hero movie shows that they pretend are video games. That's just me. Here at 4th place, we have Jak 3, Naughty Dog's magnum opus. I think this was by far their best game. I think all the Jak and Daxter games were really good, even the PSP Dexter game. But I think that this one's the best one. Jak 2 was really good, but what do they do to make it better? They say, okay, have even cooler guns. Now give him a passive light mode, which is kind of, beta compared to Dark Eco Jaks. But they also added a desert Badlands with cars with missiles and grenades that can jump 100 feet in the air. It turns out that's all you have to do to make a game better, is you add cars and guns all at the same time. You smash them together. It's the best game in the world. It might have been the best PS3 game at the time for PlayStation 2 game at the time. That zero gravity gun is by far the coolest and most fun thing that ever happened to the PS2, and I'm so depressed that we don't get more guns like it in other games. Bring me back my zero gravity gun, please. Running up at 3rd place is Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal. I'm sorry, Jak and Daxter fans. I like Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal more. I might like the world of Jak more than Ratchet and Clank, but I mean, there's way more Ratchet and Clank games, and it's like they kept coming out with them, and they're still coming out with them, and the games are still as good as they've ever been. Up Your Arsenal is everything about it was cool. I mean, they had to cheat more space under the disc than what was supposed to be allowed to make it fit, because they actually cared about making good games back then. And everybody wants to grind 75,000 hours to get the Rhino. Obviously, nobody wants to do that, but it felt worth it as soon as I got it. I mean, it makes the final boss monster easy. Ratchet and Clank is one of the best platform shooter movement games. And it's a speedrunner's dream, honestly. I still watch some speedruns on this game. I am just glad they still make these games. Here at 2nd place, this is by far the dark horse of this list. Nobody believes or agrees with me. This is the 2nd best PlayStation 2 game. I don't care. God of War nerds, freak out elsewhere. I didn't get to play your game until later, and even later when I played your game, I'm like, wait a minute, this is just worse Spartan Total Warrior. Total War, as a franchise, made this before they made like Rome and Napoleon and all that, and they used this as like their test bed to like see how well they could fit a bunch of models fighting each other, and it really I think it actually did it feels unique in that there are so many dudes for you to beat up that respond so well to the ultra violence that you enact upon them in this game. When you have the blades of Athena and you zap everybody around you, they all go flying. If they feel so good sending them flying. When you have Beowulf's hammer and you slam them all, it's so fun. Then you have this extra bonus game mode where you have an army of Spartans behind you and you go fight more and more bad guys until you finally give up or lose and die. And it's an Odyssean epic in the PlayStation 2 saga where you're a Spartan dude going around killing mythical guys until you eventually kill Ares. And as much as that's just off-brand God of War, this one is more fun to me. I'll die on that hill. This game's awesome. And at first place, I'm sure you called it, Star Wars Battlefront 2 from 2005, the good one, not you EA, you scum. I can't even say it. Pandemic Studios knocked it out of the park once again with this game. Every game they made was awesome. This was the best one. This is the one that everybody knows, Star Wars Battlefront 2. You've had the Galactic Conquest mode. You had the 501st. The campaign was fun. It's cool to go around as Darth Maul, slaying these bad dudes. The clones are awesome. Playing as Droidic is fun. And it took EA, 20 years before they could even make a Star Wars Battlefront 2 even come close to as much as loved as this one. And it's still not. It doesn't have as much content. It's got extra skins and whatever. It will never be as classy as this one. Maybe I'm gushing a little bit too much over a game I loved as a kid. Maybe I played the Star Wars Battlefront 1 too much on the PSP and my brain became fried and obsessed with it. I don't care. I want Galactic Conquest in Star Wars Battlefront 2, EA, and until you have that, you don't have my allegiance. This is the best one. Also, I hate you for killing Pandemic. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is the best PlayStation 2 era game. And you agree with me because you have a good opinion. And that's it. That's the definitive list here for top 10 PlayStation 2 era games. Please tell me yours. I would actually like to read them, and I probably agree with you more than you might think. Either way, it was fun, guys. Check out Winterreach Emporium. Give me a like, subscribe, notification, ring bell, yada yada yada. Anyway, God bless, and you guys have a great day.